Aloha, everyone. Thank you for your time, your attention this evening. My name is Alan Akau. I'm running for the State House of Representatives, District 51, because I bring passion as well as experience. And I understand that this is going to be a really critical time in our community, looking for a new leader to fill the gap with Representative Lee moving towards the Senate. I'm currently a deputy public defender, so I know and am a public servant. I want to continue to serve in an expanded capacity at the state capitol. I also bring legislative experience as I previously served as the office manager and chief of staff for State Representative Kaniela Ing. I also bring community background. I currently serve on the Kailua Neighborhood Board. I'm also a member of the Prince Kuhio Hawaiian Civic Club, as well as on several educational and school boards. I really want to bring a commitment to good government, to increasing education and opportunity. And I also want to bring a strong sense of justice, but not just criminal justice based on my experience in that sector, but environmental justice. And while there may be a lot of things for me to learn in that area, one thing I want to bring to the table is equity, making sure that environmental projects, energy projects are equitable in the distribution instead of consistently being in communities that are considered low income or exploited by big corporations. So I want to make sure that, we're being fair, not just in our justice system, criminal justice law, but in all areas, right? I want to bring a perspective that is fresh and innovative, but also has the backup of my experience practicing law and being a community member and a community board member, as well as someone that's worked in the legislature, so I can serve on day one and not really have to figure things out on the job, but based upon knowing the way in which the legislature works and the way in which the caucus works. So mahalo to the Democratic Party, mahalo to Scott, Kobe, and Lisa for taking the time to speak with all of us. And I always say that a strong democracy is based upon having options and having diversity of opinion, because I believe diversity is a strength. Mahalo.
Thank you very much, Alan. At this time, we'd like to hear from Kobe Chalk.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kobe Chalk, and I'm running for the State House of Representatives in Kailua and Waimanalo, really to ensure that we have creative, effective solutions for the well-being of our state. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, Melody and Flora, for moderating this event and really putting it all together for us. And also thank you to the other candidates and everyone out there who just came to really hear out all the different candidates and make a difference, just on everyone doing their part to serve our district and serve our community. My service to the people of Hawaii follows these three immediate priorities. First, I seek to address the economic and social impacts of COVID-19 in the islands. I'll do this by utilizing the funds from the CARES Act to protect jobs, to support small businesses, and assist vital services that are necessary to maintaining the health of our state. Additionally, I will voice my support for the HEROES Act to our senators so that Hawaii can receive further funds from Congress that will allow us to continue to have economic and health security in the islands. Secondly, I will tackle the long-standing issues of affordable housing in Hawaii. The cost of living has placed an enormous burden on our families, and this has only been compounded by COVID-19 and it exaggerates homelessness, where the people in our communities have no place to go but the streets. I'll undertake these problems at its core by rethinking how we're going to do this. How are we going to promote affordable housing and ease the economic burden on our families, and really address the issue of homelessness in the islands. Lastly, I will protect and conserve our environment. In the face of climate change, damage to our reefs, and overdevelopment in Hawaii, I'm a strong believer in Malama Aina, in which I believe if we take care of the land will take care of us. I seek to rapidly address the issues surrounding fossil fuels in the islands by supporting the clean, renewable energy initiative that Chris Lee set forth to have Hawaii on 100% renewable energy by 2045. And in this battle of overdevelopment, we'll be keeping Kailua and keeping Waimanalo country, thereby preserving the intrinsic beauty of our island. We have seen the devastating impact of these issues across the island, and this is why I'm running, because I don't want to see more of my friends, more of my family members moving away from here. I want to make sure that we have a future here that supports our working class families and allows future generations of local people to live in the place we call home. Hawaii has a history of electing young Democrats into political office, understanding that as a democracy, there's value in having diverse representation in government. As seen with Chris Lee and Tulsi Gabbard, this progressive
15
mindset
seconds.
has allowed for massive influential change in Hawaii for the better. It is my intention to take on this mantle that Chris Lee has created to continue to serve this district for all. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Colby. And at this time, would like to hear from Scott Grimmer.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Scott Grimmer. I'm running to get Hawaii back to work, to lower the cost of living in Hawaii, and to keep our district the best place in the world to raise a family. The coronavirus crisis has laid bare the failings of an economic system based entirely on tourism, but it has also offered new industries and new jobs that Hawaii can be at the forefront of. I'm a businessman. After law school, I started an online travel company, which I sold last year. My company created the kinds of 21st century jobs that Hawaii needs to create. Let's look at Hawaii's strengths from a business perspective. We have year-round good weather. We're part of the trusted American legal and regulatory systems, and we're in a unique time zone. What industries does that give us a comparative advantage in? Well, telework, finance, agriculture, and renewable energy. Several of these we're going to talk about tonight, so I'll just highlight telework for now. My sister's a substance abuse counselor in Kaneohe, and since the shutdown, she's done much of the counseling on Zoom. It isn't just counseling. Law, sales, medicine, teaching, insurance, computer programming, they're all going on Zoom. That means we can attract these jobs to Hawaii. People can live here and be part of our community, but work online in high-paying, recession-proof jobs. We can change the acronym WFH from work from home to work from Hawaii. A lot of these jobs require American staffing 24/7. That's where our unique time zone comes in. People in Hawaii can cover the East Coast overnight shifts during our evenings. My business experience gives me a lot of ideas for getting Hawaii back to work. And we need to do that first because we can't afford any of our other priorities until we get the economy and tax collection going again. Second, we need to lower the cost of living, especially housing in Hawaii. I'm 32 years old. It saddens me to see the people I grew up with here having to leave Hawaii because they can't afford the cost of housing. Housing in Hawaii consumes a bigger percentage of workers' paychecks than anywhere else in the country. We can do better. We can use federal tax credits to build more affordable housing. We can build on state land to get more affordable housing. We can fully fund the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to get more affordable housing. I'm proud to be the only candidate in this race who supports the affordable housing project being proposed in Kailua, because projects like that will make it affordable for local families to stay in our community. Third, we need to keep Kailua and Waimanalo the best place in the world to raise a family. To do that, we need to invest in public education and protect the environment. I'm a third generation Hawaii resident. I want my kids to be the fourth generation so that they can run around barefoot from one family's pool to the park to the beach and get back home just in time for dinner like I did growing up. For the next generation to do that, we need to solve our teacher shortage and protect the environment. Hawaii is
15 seconds.
teachers short. Hawaii is 1,000 teachers short. We know that people who grew up here are more likely to stay longer as teachers than people from the mainland. So let's end the teacher shortage by offering free college to local kids who commit to teaching in our public schools for 5 years. And without a clean environment, we have nothing. So a vote for Scott Grimmer will always be a vote to protect the environment.
Great, thank you very much, Scott. At this time, I'd like to hear from Lisa Martin.
Hi, my name is Lisa Martin, and I am running to represent you. I just want to give you a little background on myself. I am a Kailua girl. I went to Kailua Intermediate and Kalaheo High School. After that, I went to the mainland, to California and Japan for college. And then I went to work and back to graduate school to get a degree at Harvard in public policy, to work again, and then back to school to get a doctorate in public health. So I have worked a little bit in Asia and Latin America with some of the poorest of the poor populations. But when I had my children, I have 2 sons that are now in college, I came back to Hawaii, came back home to raise them here in the best place on earth where I was also raised. And my background, my passion has always been helping the poor. And in my work, I developed a particular interest in health, and that's why I specialized in public health. That are not familiar with it, is really the science of using data and information to make decisions. And we look at health as a big picture. It includes housing, it includes poverty, it includes access to medical care, it includes food. And so I kind of take that perspective. I worked at the medical school here in Hawaii at the Center on HIV/AIDS for many years. And then 5 years ago, I left and I started a nonprofit because I was very worried about climate change. And I felt that climate change was really going to be the biggest public health problem of our day. So I started the nonprofit, and we do mostly education in schools on climate change, including developing curriculum for elementary, middle, and high school science curriculum. We have a project on the watershed of Hamakua Marsh where we've been planting a native forest. And I have done a lot of lobbying, working with the legislature. Another thing I've been involved with the last few years is I was a founding board member of Trees for Honolulu's Future, which is a nonprofit that is focused on expanding the urban canopy here across all of Oahu. The three issues that it's hard to do just three, but three issues that are very important to me. One is environmental protection. That is something that I obviously have been working on full time for the last 5 years. It's not just something that I say I'd like to start doing once I'm elected. Another thing is protecting our community, which is something, again, that I've been involved with for more than a decade. I have been fighting to protect our
15
zoning,
seconds.
to maintain the quality of our communities, protect ourselves from over-tourism. And for that, I have worked with the legislature, with the city council, and then the last thing is schools, to fund our teachers, to let the kids have the education they deserve. Mahalo.